may not mean nothing to y'all.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're back with another March Madness podcast, episode 2. I'm joined by my co-host Dante Curcioni. Dante, what did you see yesterday in those games?
Um, Yesterday was fun. Um, there was quite a bit of upsets. Um, Started out with Colorado, blew the brakes off Georgetown.
I got to cut you off. We watched that Apple Christian Texas game last night. You were telling me all day, I'm brewing for an upset. I'm thinking there's going to be an upset, and there was. And Shaka Smart did it once again. He hasn't won in the
Uh,
tournament since I couldn't even tell you. But take it away. Tell us what the heck you saw last night.
yeah, Abilene Christian. I told you yesterday that I was going to take them at +8.5, +9, whatever they gave them. They could easily win that game. I think they were their first in Division One in turnovers per game. Uh, Texas wasn't they weren't ready for the ball pressure. Uh, couldn't get a bucket late. I said yesterday I hate Shaka Smart.
You did.
Screwed
You
up
did.
again. But that was a late upset. There were quite a few before that. Um, Ohio looked great against Virginia.
They did. That was
Virginia,
a good
yeah,
game. It was a good game.
Virginia can't get a bucket either.
No, they couldn't. So, I mean, as you see, I'm wearing this. You go here, we both go here. For everybody who is listening or around the Gainesville area, we are playing at 7:15. I think you called it yesterday. We're what, an 8.5 point favorite?
Yeah, I think the line's at 9 now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like Florida. I think Florida wins by 20.
Oof,
You never know with
bold.
Mike White though.
Yeah. So moving on to Wisconsin Baylor. I know that's coming up here. We are on the East Coast. It is Sunday morning. We have that Loyola Chicago Illinois game coming up. Are you going to give Wisconsin any chance to win, or does Baylor just have this one in the bag, or is
Oh
it an
yeah, I
upset for
mean,
them?
Vegas loves Wisconsin. They're only 6 point underdogs.
Mhm.
Um, if like I said yesterday, if Wisconsin hit shots, they look like top 3 team in the country.
They
But
do.
all year they just haven't hit shots. But I think that game's gonna be pretty high scoring. I think both teams are gonna want to get up and down. It'll be interesting to see if Wisconsin goes with the 2 big man lineup again because Baylor
Yeah.
they don't have that much size. Uh, they're quicker than Wisconsin, but that should be a very interesting game. I can't wait for that one.
Now I know we watched that Maryland UConn game yesterday. Not a whole lot of important information about them, but they are going on to play Alabama. Do you think that'll be low scoring, or are you going to go along with just Alabama had a first time in the tournament in a long time, played Iona, kind of off to a so start, but are they the favorites in that one to just kill Maryland, or are you going to see a Big Ten defensive stand from Maryland?
I think people are going to want to pick Bama early.
Mhm.
I loved what Maryland did
Yeah,
yesterday. Uh, Gritty performance. They're tough. Um,
they are.
I think that'll be a close game. You saw how Iona played Bama yesterday.
They did. They did. They played them. They
Tough.
played them down to the wire.
Bama struggles against those tough teams.
They
If you
do.
make Bama play in half court sets, I think they struggle a lot. But that should be a fun one. Uh,
Yeah.
Bama looked pretty good. Maryland looked great. 2 teams playing well. See what happens.
So basically, we're gonna talk about the quick USC Kansas game. For people who don't know, I do like Kansas. I do root for them, but that USC Kansas game tomorrow. Do you see USC pulling that one off, or because Kansas looked pretty inconsistent against Eastern Washington until McCormick came in the game? I mean, Kansas fans at home were pretty nervous until he entered the game. He wasn't even really supposed to play. He ended up coming in late in the first half. What do you think about that one for tomorrow?
Yeah, he had 20 something points off
He
the
did,
bench.
yeah.
Um, USC looked really good. Their
Yeah, they did.
the tempo they played at yesterday, they didn't make many mistakes. Mobley is a beast.
Yeah.
McCormick versus Mobley will be a fun one.
Yeah, it will
Um,
be. I think
USC can easily win that game. I think
I
that
think
game's going to be.
I do. Yeah,
I think Vegas is going to set that game at a pick 'em, and USC could easily win.
I honestly think that it's all about how Kansas shoots the ball. I mean, Agbaji, obviously he's a prospect. It's all about how Christian Braun plays. McCormick, obviously, but I think the heart and soul of that team is Marcus Garrett. I mean, he's been there all 4 years. He is their guy. He's their leader. He's the all around guy. He's the Swiss Army knife for them. If they want to go far in this tournament, I don't think it's about McCormick. I think it's about Marcus Garrett. He is the heart and soul of that team. And I'm going to pick Kansas in that one. Are you going with USC or Kansas?
Um, I don't know. I want to say Kansas, but USC looked really good yesterday. I think I'm going to go with Kansas.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a fair one. Not really going to talk much about Gonzaga. I mean, we all knew that was, going to happen. But quickly part of the show, Oklahoma, Gonzaga. Do you see any upset there, or do you just see Gonzaga we have the NBA prospects, we're the better team, we have the better coach, we're just the better overall team? Do you see an upset or no?
I don't see an upset. I think Oklahoma's going to play them tough. Oklahoma's played everyone tough this year. That'll be Gonzaga's first test in 3 months, but I think they'll end up winning by double digits. I think it'll be close for the first 25, 30 minutes, and then Gonzaga will be too much. Their depth is just unreal.
Honestly, I mean, from our guy last year, Nemhard, I mean, he looked great. I mean, he was passing the ball, really, really good, making, really good decisions, getting to the rack, anytime he wanted. But we're going to stay on the West Coast. We're going to move to UCLA, that BYU game. I mean, I almost needed a energy drink to keep me up for that game. You love college basketball, but for people who love, UCLA, Johnny Juzang, Kentucky transfer. I mean, he looked like he's ready for the NBA. But maybe that's too far to say. But I mean, he played really, really well. What the heck's going on with them? How are they doing so well?
I thought the winner of that MSU UCLA game was going to beat BYU.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in BYU. I didn't think they didn't have the weapons or the firepower to keep up with either of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
I love BYU's point guard, but it's basically him versus whoever they play. UCLA, they're playing good at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Juzang looked like he couldn't miss out there. Jules Bernard, great player. They don't really have an inside guy, but they didn't need it yesterday.
That is true. We're going to talk quickly about that Iowa Grand Canyon game. Not much. Garza, obviously 24 points, led the way. They will go on to play Oregon, who uncontested, for all our March Madness fans out there, that was pretty sad for us to hear last night that, VCU had to leave the tournament and wasn't able to play. So it's Iowa, Oregon, correct?
Yep.
Are you going to give Oregon any chance there, or is it Iowa just a way better offensive team? Oregon hasn't, looked up to what they've normally been, or do they have something brewing there?
I've been saying this for a couple of days. I think Oregon Iowa could be a scary second round matchup. Obviously we didn't get to see Oregon yesterday, but Iowa needs to play defense for them to win, and they have been lately. They didn't play much yesterday. I mean, it could be an upset. I think it'd be a pretty close game. I think Iowa wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose. Fran McCaffrey, not a great track record in the tournament. Dana Altman, great track record.
So as we come to a close, I want to move forward to a couple of the games today. We basically covered, everything from yesterday. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot. I mean, there was a couple of upsets with Abil Christian in Texas, Ohio and Virginia, and I think those were the only two upsets. But Oregon State, Oklahoma State, the two states, the same color uniforms. I mean, what do you see? What any sort of prediction? I mean, Oklahoma's minus 6, a 6-point favorite to win this game. Does Cade Cunningham and is it Avery? I think it's Avery Anderson is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have this one secluded, or is this or something else we're going to see here from Oregon State?
So Oregon State looked really good against Tennessee. I'm not a big believer in Tennessee, never have been. but I think Oklahoma State's length is going to be too much. I
Mhm.
like them to cover 6 points. I think Cade Cunningham shoots the ball well today. He didn't shoot the
Yeah.
ball well the other day. Um, Oregon State does have a 7-footer, Roman Silva, who's
Mhm.
pretty good. He scored like 15 the other day against Tennessee, averages like 7 points. Um, but I don't think he's gonna be a factor. I think Oklahoma State's length and pressure is gonna be too much. Oregon State late in that ball game against Tennessee didn't handle pressure well. Luckily, they were up by like 20, so it didn't matter. But I think Oklahoma State's gonna be too much for them.
Completely on the same page with you on that one. We got two more games quickly to talk about. How about that Texas Tech Arkansas game? 3 seed versus 6 seed, close one, 10-point game. I'm going Texas Tech. I like Chris Beard. I like what he did in the tournament 2 years ago when he with Jarrett Culver and Moretti, one of your favorite guys in the tournament from a few years ago. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. Arkansas did look good, but I think Chris Beard has got something going for those guys with Matt McClung, and I think they believe in him. What do you think about that one? Am I crazy or no? I don't really consider that one an upset. The two really good teams.
No, Texas Tech's favored not right now. I think.
Hmm. Yeah, -2.
Uh, I I originally liked Texas Tech a lot. I'm kind of starting to come around on Arkansas. Texas Tech. I think Mac McClung might have a hard time today. I hope not because I picked Texas Tech. But
Oh, did you bet on them? Are you telling everybody you bet or no?
no, I think I think Texas Tech should win. I think it's gonna be very low scoring, grinded out game,
Mhm.
which favors Texas Tech. But Arkansas's guards could give McClung trouble, and if
They
he
could. They
doesn't play
could.
well, Texas Tech is in big trouble.
So we got that game coming up today. As we come to a close, we have one more game on the map on the schedule that we're looking forward to, and we did talk about the one player. He does play for Syracuse. His name is Buddy Boeheim. Syracuse versus West Virginia. Bob Huggins and Jim Boeheim, two of the most historic coaches in college basketball history. Um,
Mhm.
who are you picking? And tell me what you think.
I think West Virginia wins this game.
Oof.
Um, I think Syracuse keeps it close in the first half,
Mhm.
but I think West Virginia is going to shoot the lights out off that
Yeah.
zone and just attack the glass. I really want to root for Syracuse. I
Right.
just
Right.
don't think they
Underdog
win this
makes
game.
sense. But
Yeah, I just
who's
don't think
guarding
they win
that
this game.
who's guarding that big man from West Virginia, Culver? Does Syracuse have somebody guarding him? Because I don't think so.
Well, I mean, they'll be playing that zone, so they
Right,
don't
right.
have to. I
Yeah.
mean, they won't be matched up on him, but they got to keep him off the glass for sure because I could see him getting like 6 offensive rebounds, turn those into 12 points.
And
Um,
this could
that
be
would kill Syracuse.
this could be one of those we told you so, but we didn't really tell you. Syracuse, Jim Boeheim, can he pull it off? Well, we'll see what he does today. And I think without further ado, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Day 2. Um, don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.